Hello everyone, welcome back. So today actually I'm going to show you how to solve a quadratic equation by using completing the square method. It's very simple. I hope you will understand. I'll give you instructions for each and every step and how to think about it. So let's get started. So let's take an equation x square plus 2 root 2x minus 6 equals to 0. Quadratic equation. You can also solve this by using factorization method and as well as quadratic formula as well. Let's look at completing square method. So completing square method, just at least understand two identities: a plus b whole square, which is a square plus b square plus 2ab, a minus b whole square, which is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we'll decide which identity we are going to use based on that particular sign. So let's go back to our question. So what I'm going to do is whatever constant is there, I'm going to move it onto the right hand side. We can actually keep it on the left hand side itself, but um, you will have to do exactly uh, what to add and what to subtract. So just to be on the safer side and just to avoid confusion, so I'm going to move this on the right hand side. So x square plus 2 root 2x equals to 6. If I consider this as my first term and then this is the middle term, when I say first term, that is that part, and if I consider that one as 2ab, then based on this sign, it looks like it's actually going to be a plus b whole square. So what do I need for a plus b whole square? A square and b square. If I know a and b, I know that 2ab I can write. So as far as you might have already noticed that the first term x square actually has 1 as coefficient, so I have not taken any coefficient, because if you take coefficient then you will have to do a little bit of homework before you reduce it down to proper way so that you can actually start using completing the square method. So here it's 1, so it's straightforward. I can actually take a as x. I don't know what b is, so let's rewrite that particular step thinking in terms of a plus b whole square. So this is actually going to be x square. Keep an eye on what I'm going to change and how I'm going to change. Plus the midterm actually has to look like, in a sense, in this identity, plus 2ab plus 2, which is already there, a, which we already have, x, which is already there as well. Again, whatever is left is root 2. Looks like all the things are there. We did not introduce any extra numbers, any extra fraction, nothing, any extra variable. So 2 is there, a, and this automatically becomes my b. So what is missing to complete this as a square, like a plus b whole square? What is missing is b square. We understood that b is actually going to be root 2, so I'm going to add this root 2 whole square to that equation. If I add this on LHS, I need to add that on RHS as well, root 2 whole square. So now if you look at it, we did not change the equation at all. That's the reason I had actually transposed it on the right hand side. If not, what would have happened is, if I had added root 2 square on the left hand side, I should also subtract root 2 square. Though that's the only thing you need to keep in mind. Just to avoid that confusion, I've transposed 6 on the right side so that I can add root 2 square on both sides. They both get cancelled. The value of the equation remains the same. So now this whole thing, according to that, that's what we wrote. It's going to look like a plus b whole square. A is x, b is root 2. So I got a x plus root 2 whole square equals to 6 is 6 plus root 2 whole square is 2. Root 2 whole square, root 2 and 2 gets cancelled, so that will be 2. So this is actually going to give me 8 here, right? So if I take this square, if I remove that, that should become square root. So x plus root 2 equals to square root of 8. Square root of 8 is actually 4 into 2. So square root of 4 will come out as 2, and that is 2 root 2. So this can be rewritten as x plus root 2 equals to, this time I'm going to change it at plus or minus 2 root 2. It can be square root, actually can be in both signs. So what will be the final value? X will be equals to, if I transpose it onto the other side, that will become minus root 2, and here plus or minus 2 root 2. So that means two solutions are going to be x equals to minus root 2 plus 2 root 2. I'll write them separate. Another one will be x equals to minus root 2 minus 2 root 2. So I'm just rewriting this particular step in separated them with plus and minus. So nothing is there. Here is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So x, these are like certs. If you have not watched my certs, there is a small video just before this I had uploaded just 2-3 days ago. Watch them, so at least you get to know why I'm adding, subtracting. So they are looking like terms. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So that is going to be 1 root 2, which is only root 2. And this is minus 1 minus 2 is actually going to be minus 3, minus 1 minus 2, 3 root 2. So these are the two roots that we got by using completing the square method. Go through this again. I have explained it. Simply follow the same rule. You should be able to solve quadratic equations by using this method. The next video what I am going to post is actually going to be a little bit difficult, but during that time at least I'll try to take one with the coefficient for the x square, then we'll try to solve them. So look out for that video. I hope by using this method you should be able to solve quadratic equations easily.